then you're probably not investing in the right place. Maybe what customers are looking for to improve their experience is something else, and you're doing something that you think is the right thing, but it doesn't have the impact. There are things that are not tangible. An image of a brand is not always something that you can say, okay, the fact that I have a good image brought me X money or all of that. So you do need to take into consideration that not everything is measurable. Not everything is about, exactly counting the numbers.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Engati CX. I'm your host Kimberly and we're really glad to have all of you join us today. On this show, we talk to CX and technology experts from around the world. We explore, uncover, and share fresh insights on creating experiences that your customers will remember and look forward to. Engati is the world's leading multilingual, no-code digital CX platform available across 15 channels with 53,000 solutions created across 186 countries in every domain and use case. Engati has also been recognized as the top platform by Inc. magazine, Tech World, CIO magazine, and many others. Engati recently also won the Cody 2021 award for being the best AI-driven technology solution. We run the Engati blog, the video channel, the Engati CX podcast, receiving upwards of 5,000 visitors annually. And now let me welcome today's guest. Eytan Hattem is the Chief Innovation and Business Solutions Officer at Prodware Group and CX expert and Semantica. Customer experience has always been at the heart of Eytan's career and his passions. From his proven track record in international customer engagement projects through his framework as a business consultant supporting clients in their digital transformation journey. He is a true evangelist and thought leader. Eytan speaks and writes regularly within the CX industry media with authority and passion. Plus, he also mentors fellow CX professionals to spread the power of customer experience.
Thank you for inviting me.
Before we dive into our amazing interview with Eytan, where we're going to talk about customer experience, don't forget to subscribe to Engati, tap the bell icon to get access to exclusive content coming from thought leaders from around the globe. Let's get started with our first question that we have for you. All of us try and push in customer experience in our day-to-day strategies. But what are the latest stats and trends in customer experience?
I would speak more about the trends, and there are many statistics of the shift that is currently going on and the importance of customer experience, but as a topic and then as a field. But I think there are three global trends. The first one is the shift to technology. So the fact, and I think that Corona, everyone agrees that it really accelerated the digital transformation, as you mentioned that also in the introduction. That had, of course, an impact on customer experience, where we need to use technology in order to enhance the experience of our customers that are sometimes remote, lockdown, or any other phenomenon, whether you're an employee or in your personal lives. We have now to adapt ourselves to this environment of that is digital, and hence we have to provide to our customers digital channels to communicate and interact with the brand. I would say that the second thing is that there is more awareness now to the importance of customer experience. The maturity on the market grows, and people understand that to create a differentiation versus the competition, you do need to do the difference by providing a unique experience that's enjoyable and that's memorable. I think that's the second one. And the third one, I believe that the customer, that today it's called customer success, the shift of the customer service to be more customer success oriented. This is also something that is a change related to customer experience, the understanding that you're not here just to provide support, but to also consult customers, guide them, be proactive. So it's more about thinking how my customer can be successful than just, answering the phone and resolving a problem. So it's a broader concept.
You've mentioned that digital transformation did mark a difference in customer experience. Do you think customers' perceptive of kind of looking at how solutions are catering to them has changed because of the pandemic?
I definitely think that the digital transformation played a role in shifting a bit the way we look at customer experience, and we have now to take into consideration much more the digital journey and provide digital means for customers to interact. I also think that the pace of evolution of the technology and the fact that we are moving forward very fast is also forcing both customers and the companies providing the service or the products to adapt themselves to this environment, digital environment, where actually everything is done virtually. You're selling virtually, you're delivering from a distance, you're using the customer using the product, you never meet with the customer. Everything is, the support is done remotely. So I think that this way of buying, living at a distance, virtually in the virtual space, is now the new normal. I mean, everything is done at distance, and many of the people you do business today with and that you're selling them your product or services, you've never met them, and you will maybe never meet them too.
Can you tell us some of your best ways to improve customer experience strategies?
I think that if you want to improve your strategy, you first of all need to have one. You will find all kinds of organization where the SIG strategy is spontaneous, not something that was really thought of or intended. I like to quote Ian Golding on this one. He's always saying that the customer experience in many organizations is accidental and not intentional. So I really believe that this is a true thing, that you need to create an experience where there's an intention behind it. So not something that is related to the person that answered the phone, or by mistake, maybe you got a good experience and sometimes it's the negative experience. So you never know exactly what's coming out. First of all, designing a customer experience strategy and taking into consideration in the strategy also the customer ambition, because many things when you are in an organization are designed from the organization perspective, not taking enough into consideration actually what will the customer say about the strategy. Is it what really the customer wants, or is it your ambition? So when we map a strategy, we map the organization ambition and we map the customer ambition, and then we try to bridge the two so they will fit together. The second thing is, I think that you need to refine your strategy in dedicated periods of time. So if you fix a strategy, you need to keep it evolving. And if this is because the world is changing very fast and it is very agile, you have to have something which is getting adapted over time also and being refined. Don't just fix something and forget about it. Just, keep it up to date. And the last thing I think is the most important one is the SIG strategy is based on customer centricity. If you are able to develop a customer-centric DNA, you will need much less effort to make things happen. When you have a customer-centric DNA, when you wake up in the morning and when you go to sleep, you always have the customer in mind because you have a DNA of thinking about the customer. So naturally, everything you do will be oriented to the customer and will try to benefit the customer. When you don't have a customer-centric DNA, you need a set of rules and guidelines to tell you what to do, and then it is forced. So a SIG strategy is best executed when people have a customer-centric DNA.
I really like the point where you said it is very important to, at regular intervals, fix your strategy and not just, fix it for one stretch and then don't look back at it again. I think it is one of the pointers that most businesses tend to forget. They kind of get a customer experience strategy in place, but then don't really look at the challenges that have been faced to kind of check whether what's broken and what needs movement in that. So we always have customer touch points that is looked upon when we start customer experiences. So how can we kind of weave a customer journey out of these customer touch points here?
Well, the customer touch point is part of a customer journey, but it's not the only thing. The customer touch point is the mean or the place where the customer can interact with the brand. It can be a virtual touch point, can be a physical one, but that's the place where things happen. Then, of course, when we speak about the customer journey, that's a broader concept, because this is taking all the interactions that a persona or a customer segment has with an organization, then analyzes it and tries to figure out what are the pain points and what opportunities for improvement we have. So I would say that the touch point is one of the components in customer journey, but the touch point is a mean. That's the place where it happens. Around that, you need to design the experience to be a positive one. So people will feel delighted, that will feel enjoyable, and that they will feel something memorable in this interaction. So the touch point is a mean, and the customer journey is the broader concept of looking at everything that's happening with the customer, trying to align all the chains in that journey to provide in all of them a positive experience that will be memorable for the customer. And then, of course, the objective is to turn these customers into advocates.
Do you think personalization here kind of acts as a negative point where we consider personas and customer experience?
I don't think it's a negative point. I think that personalization is something positive in the sense that everyone wants that the experience they will go through be personalized to their character, their demographics, and their behavioral patterns. So the more personalization you can provide, probably it will fit better to the needs of the person that's going through the journey. The challenge, of course, is to be able to analyze the personas in an accurate way, so you will be able to figure out who you're facing. Now you have someone calling to your call center. Who is this person? What do you know about them? And that implies many things. That means that you're collecting data about your customers, that you have a VOC program in place, that there are the means to communicate with you, that you are analyzing the data that you're gathering, because it's not enough just to gather it, you also need to analyze it. So when you're analyzing the data, what are the insights that come out of it, and what do you actually then do as an action plan to improve the experience of people calling you? So I think that the persona is key to be able to personalize the journey. I also think that when you are analyzing persona profile, it is important to look at the psychological profile of the persona and not just on demographics and maybe behaviors, because the psychological profiles, the conscious and the subconscious, both of them play a role in the way that the persona will perceive the brand.
The next question will be something that a lot of businesses look forward to is, how is customer experience measured? When can you tell it is something right or something that needs fixing?
This is the $1 million question, because many organizations try to answer it, and companies that are providing positive customer experience are more successful than companies that provide bad customer experience. By the way, I don't think we need research for that. I mean, anyone with common sense understands that companies that provide good customer experience will have less attrition, less churn. It will be easier to maintain customers, easier to acquire new customers, a more positive image around the brand, etc. It's easy to understand it. And the thing about ROI is that customer experience provides both tangible things that you can say, okay, because I improved the experience during the purchase phase, I was able to increase the conversion rate of prospects to customers by 5% because I did this change. This is tangible, but there are things that are not tangible. An image of a brand is not always something that you can say, okay, the fact that I have a good image brought me X money or all of that. So you do need to take into consideration that not everything is measurable. Not everything is about, exactly counting the numbers. What you do need to do, because there is a way to measure the impact of customer experience on the different performance indicators of the organization, is to set these measures, things that you are able to measure, and associate them to the projects that are aimed to improve customer experience. For example, if you have a project to revamp your website, you can say this project of revamping the website is supposed to contribute to better conversion, better sales performance because people buy on the website, more visitors coming. So there's a way to correlate the fact that I have a better experience to the measurable things. People spend more time on my pages because they're better designed. This is one thing. Then there are many examples like this. So what I do usually is that I set these measures like, I don't know, number of leads generated, conversion rate of opportunities, the NPS score, customer satisfaction, customer effort. There are all kinds of classic metrics that you can put in place. Measure them before you started in a structured manner your customer experience program. Design the CX projects that you want to implement, try to associate these metrics to these projects, and then measure over time how the implementation of these projects that are aimed to improve customer experience is impacting the measures or not. If they're not impacting the measures, you're not selling more, people don't have, your NPS score is not increasing, and the customer satisfaction continues to be low, then you're probably not investing in the right place. Maybe what customers are looking for to improve their experience is something else, and you're doing something that you think is the right thing, but it doesn't have the impact.
This will definitely throw some light on organizations that are trying to figure out whether they are stuck or they are moving too fast or they're moving too slow. I think the last question would be is how can we define a clear CX aspiration and a common purpose?
When you're designing a customer experience strategy and when you're putting it in place, into action, at the end of the day, these are people that are providing the experience, right? Experience is something human. It's not something which is not human. So we are speaking at the end of the day about people. Then if we speak about people, we need to think also about employees, because the employees are the ones providing the service, operating the touch points, the people answering the phone, the people that are designing the strategy and producing the marketing messages and everything. So, and the people on the other side that are experiencing the interaction with the brand also are people. There are the customers. So you have in both sides people, employees and customers. So I think that we need to try and to maximize, if it needed to be a formula, I would say we need to maximize the experience of everyone, the employees and the customers. Employees that have a positive experience in their organization, they are providing also positive customer experience because they're providing good service, they're happy with what they do, they will work with more passion, they will care more about the issues that the customers have. So the key is by improving experiences of everyone in the ecosystem. And that, by the way, doesn't have to be just the employees and the customers. There are also suppliers playing, partners playing. It's a full ecosystem. If everyone is working in sort of a harmony of experience, if you are aiming to improve the experience of everyone, then that is sort of leveraging everything and scaling it up in the level of experience that everyone is experiencing. So I think that this is one of the big focus point I would do as a strategy. You know, customer experience is almost, it's a philosophy. It's something that should be deep inside of you, of yourself, of who you are, on the way you work, on the way that you provide the products and the services to your customers. People that are customer centric in their approach, they know that, and they will provide a positive customer experience to their customers. And we all agree that it is much more pleasant to be in an environment that promotes this than an environment which is harsh, has full of rules, and, you know, is dictated by something. Everything that comes naturally is eventually working better.
hey, the employees are the ones who are, talking to your customers or would kind of go an extra mile to solve a query of a customer. CX is like a puzzle that have all these small things put together. It's not just one big thing. You get onboarded on your system and it's going to do the work for you. Are there any other sound bites you'd like to leave our audience with?
Yeah, I would like to give one last thing. I want to say people that you need to be realistic. At the end of the day, try to do things that you can accomplish because the field is very vast. And when you start digging into it, there is so much to do to improve for any company, the experience of the customers. This is a never-ending story. There will always be things to do, if not today, then tomorrow. So this is a real journey. What I would suggest for companies, consultants, anyone working in the field, is to set the pace in a way that is something that the organization can absorb. Set things that are measurable, tangible, achievable, short-term. Don't go for very long-term plans, big initiatives. The ecosystem, the way the market behaves today is so agile that anything you will plan for 2 years' time is so far away and you can't expect what's going to happen. So just keep on short time frame, tangible results, very achievable. Focus people on things they can improve in terms of experience, and then you just walk up through these stairs until you get to where you want to be.
I believe that customer experience is not a destination. It is something that you build every day. Like you've mentioned that it evolves every day, and it's very essential that you keep a track of the indicators that have been changing, something that needs alternate, something that needs improvement, something that you need to cut down on. Thank you so much, Eytan, for giving us your time. Your insights were really valuable.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back again with a new episode and a brand new expert soon. So stay tuned and we'll see you around for the next one.